In this section, we want to talk about visualizing data, which is really just taking a look at the frequency distributions and bin frequency distributions that we created in the last section and turning those into graphs. For example, we can create a bar chart. In example 1, a survey of 71 students were asked to identify their favorite mythical creature. We want to review these bar charts that visualize these responses. So if we were given the original raw data, we would do what we did last time, which was create a frequency distribution for each category, counting up the number of times that that response occurred. So with our bar chart, along the bottom, we have each of our different categories. And then our y-axis, or the height of our graph, represents the frequency with which each category received a response. What that tells us is that 15 people responded that a dragon was their favorite mythological creature. 12 responded that it was a centaur. 8 responded that it was a cyclops. 14 responded that it was a werewolf. 10 responded that it was Bigfoot. And 12 responded that it was a Loch Ness monster. So after creating our frequency distribution, what we would do is just draw vertical bars to represent the height, or so that the height represents the frequency with which that response occurred. And this just gives us a more visual representation of that table of information. We can arrange bar charts in a lot of different ways. One popular way to do that is in this next case, where we have the bars in decreasing order of height. So we have the exact same information represented, but organizing them from tallest to smallest just lets us quickly see things like which category received the most responses, which one received the smallest responses. Another common arrangement would be to put things in chronological order, if we were talking about years or months in which different values occurred. We can also take that same information, those same results, and rather than put them in a bar chart that shows us the frequency with the height, shows us the proportion with which each response occurred. So looking at this image, this looks exactly the same as the first bar chart that we considered, but the values marking the heights have changed, where now this is those 15 responses, the 15 people who indicated a dragon was their favorite mythological creature, is divided by the total number of responses to give us a proportion of 0.211, or 21.1% of people indicated dragons were their favorite. And then we would come up with similar proportions for the remaining values by taking each of the frequencies divided by the total number of responses. And of course, whether we're looking at a bar chart that gives us a visual representation of frequency or proportions, we can still look at arranging those bars in different orders just to better tell the story or visualize the information most effectively. So here what we have is the same graph as that second one, but again what we've done is just updated the y-axis, or the height of each bar, to represent the proportion in which it occurs.